The moment no one saw coming. The reunion fans have been dreaming about for years, and the emotional wave that followed, it all unfolded in a way that felt almost unreal. Imagine stepping back into a world that defined an entire generation, where wigs, secret identities, and pop star rivalries ruled the screen. And then suddenly, right there, standing side by side again, were Miley Cyrus and Selena Gomez. Not as rivals this time, but as two women reflecting on a journey that changed their lives forever. The Hannah Montana 20th anniversary special on Disney Plus didn't just bring nostalgia. It brought closure, growth, and a reunion that hit deeper than anyone expected. For years, fans remembered the fierce on-screen rivalry between Miley's iconic double-life character and Selena's sharp-tongued pop star Mikayla. Back then, their scenes were filled with savage comebacks, unforgettable insults, and that competitive spark that made every episode electric. But behind the scenes, there was something much more layered happening. Two young girls navigating fame, pressure, and expectations in one of the most intense spotlight environments imaginable. Now, standing together again in their 30s, everything felt different. The tension was gone, replaced by warmth, laughter, and a quiet understanding that only they could share. As the cameras rolled, there was a moment of disbelief, almost like stepping into a time machine. Everything looked familiar, almost identical, yet emotionally, it felt completely new. Miley couldn't hide her excitement, her voice carrying a mix of joy and disbelief as she welcomed Selena back into that world. And Selena, equally overwhelmed, embraced the moment with genuine emotion. It wasn't forced, it wasn't scripted, it was real. What made this reunion so powerful wasn't just the nostalgia. It was the authenticity of two people reconnecting after years of personal growth and separate journeys. Back in the day, Selena's character, Mikayla, was introduced as a bold, confident rival, someone who didn't hold back. The insults were sharp, sometimes shocking, even by today's standards. Lines like has been, never was, and other brutal jabs became iconic, but revisiting them now brought a different reaction. Both Miley and Selena laughed, almost in disbelief, realizing how intense those scenes really were. They even admitted that today, those same lines might never make it to air. It was a reminder of how much times have changed, not just in entertainment, but in how we view relationships, competition, and respect. But beyond the humor, there was a deeper layer to their conversation. They reflected on how young they were at the time, just teenagers trying to find their place while the world watched. Fame came fast, expectations were high, and mistakes were inevitable. Yet somehow, both Miley and Selena managed to carve out their own identities, separate from the characters that made them famous. That's what made this reunion so meaningful. It wasn't just about revisiting the past, it was about acknowledging how far they've come. Fans watching the special couldn't help but feel emotional. Social media exploded with reactions, with many calling it one of the most heartfelt celebrity reunions in recent years. Some fans admitted they grew up watching these two stars, seeing themselves in their struggles, their friendships, and even their rivalries. Now, seeing them together again felt like reconnecting with a piece of their own childhood. Others praised the maturity and grace both women showed, noting how their bond now felt genuine and unfiltered, something that only time and experience can create. What many people didn't realize is just how complicated their journeys were behind the scenes. Both Miley and Selena faced intense scrutiny at a very young age. Every move they made was analyzed, criticized, and sometimes even misunderstood. While fans saw the glamorous side of Disney fame, the reality was much more demanding. Long hours, constant pressure to perform, and the challenge of growing up in front of millions. It wasn't easy, and yet despite all of that, both emerged stronger, wiser, and more grounded. Insiders close to the production of the anniversary special revealed that this reunion wasn't just planned as a nostalgic moment, it was meant to be healing. There had always been rumors over the years about tension, comparisons, and even silent competition between Disney stars. But according to those who worked on the project, Miley and Selena approached this reunion with openness and respect. There was no ego, no rivalry, just two artists appreciating each other's journeys. One insider even described it as a full-circle moment that felt more like a conversation between old friends than a TV segment. During the special, there were lighter moments too. Playful exchanges, compliments, and even jokes about their past characters. Miley gifted Selena something symbolic, tying back to their shared history, and the gesture didn't go unnoticed. It was a subtle but powerful reminder that their connection goes beyond what fans saw on screen. Selena's reaction, grateful, slightly emotional, and full of warmth, spoke volumes about how much that moment meant to her. What truly stood out, however, was how both women talked about the future. Instead of just dwelling on the past, they focused on where they are now and where they're headed. Miley spoke about wanting the special to feel like a gift, not just for fans, but for herself and everyone who was part of that journey. Selena echoed that sentiment, emphasizing gratitude and growth. It wasn't about reliving old glory, it was about celebrating evolution. Experts in the entertainment industry have pointed out that reunions like this rarely feel this genuine. Often, they're driven by nostalgia alone, lacking real emotional depth. But in this case, the authenticity was undeniable. Both Miley and Selena have built successful careers beyond Disney, establishing themselves as respected artists in music, acting, and even business. Their reunion wasn't about reclaiming the past, it was about honoring it while standing firmly in the present. Comparisons to other Disney reunions quickly surfaced, but many fans argued that this one felt different. Unlike some reunions that focus purely on scripted interactions, this one allowed space for real emotion. It reminded viewers of how unique the Hannah Montana era really was, a time when Disney Channel dominated pop culture and created stars who would go on to shape the industry for years to come. And perhaps that's the biggest takeaway from this entire moment. This reunion wasn't just about Miley Cyrus and Selena Gomez, it was about a generation. It was about the fans who grew up watching them, the memories they created, and the impact those shows had on millions of lives. Seeing them together again wasn't just nostalgic, it was deeply personal. As the special came to a close, there was a sense of completeness. Not an ending, but a continuation. Miley and Selena stood there, not as Hannah and Mikayla, but as themselves, strong, successful, and at peace with their past. And in that moment, it became clear that this reunion wasn't just a TV event. It was a reminder that growth, forgiveness, and connection are always possible, even after years apart.